Hello, welcome to lesson 15.2, triangles. Our learning goal is to identify and classify triangles. Go ahead and write that down, pause this video, and when you're done writing, you can restart the video and we can move forward. All right, here are our learning goals. I want you to write these down too. Classify triangles by their sides and classify triangles by their angles. Go ahead and write those down. And when you are done writing, you may continue to play this video. All right, we're going to classify triangles by the length of their sides. An equilateral triangle has all sides that are the same length. An isosceles triangle has two sides that are the same length, and a scalene triangle has no sides that are the same length. So if it's an equilateral triangle, all three sides are the same length. If it's an isosceles triangle, only two sides are the same length, and the third one is not. And if it's a scalene triangle, all of the sides are different lengths. Go ahead and write down these definitions, pause this video, and when you're done, you can turn the video back on and we'll continue. When you're classifying triangles by their angles, you would note that a right triangle has one angle that is a right angle. That's 90 degrees. An acute triangle has all three angles that are acute angles or less than 90 degrees. And an obtuse triangle has one angle that is an obtuse angle, or greater than 90 degrees. Now I want you to know that if it's a right triangle, it will only have one right angle, and the other two angles will be acutes. But if it has just one right angle, then the whole triangle is a right triangle. If it has all three acute angles, then that makes it an acute triangle. But all three of the angles have to be acute in order for the triangle to be classified as an acute triangle. And then if it's an obtuse triangle, just one of the angles has to be greater than 90 degrees or a wide angle. Just one, and then the other two will be acute angles. But if it has just one obtuse angle, the whole triangle is considered an obtuse triangle. Let me go back to that. Write those down, pause this video, and when you're done writing this down, you can continue the video. Write these facts down too. So facts about triangles. The sum of the measure of the angles of a triangle will always equal 180 degrees. That means this angle right here, this one right here, and this angle will all, if you added them all together, they will always equal 180 degrees. In other words, you cannot have a triangle that has less than 180 degrees of angles all added up, or greater than 180 degrees, all added up. That's why if you have one 90-degree angle, the other two angles in the triangle have to be acute. If you have one obtuse angle greater than 90 degrees, then that means the other two angles have to be acute. That's why if just one angle is right, or if just one angle is obtuse, the whole triangle is considered an obtuse or a right triangle. When naming a triangle, always list the angle name first and then the side name. For example, you would have an acute scalene triangle, or an acute equilateral triangle, or a right equilateral triangle. Name the following triangle using its angles and sides. So here we have a triangle that has one right angle. I know it's a right angle because it looks straight up and down, straight across. It looks like part of a square. It's a square angle. If it's a square angle, then it is a right angle. So I know that this is a right triangle. But if I look at the sides, I can see that this side is really long. This side is kind of long, and this side is shorter than the rest. So none of the sides are equal in length. So it's scalene. So I know that this is a right scalene triangle. That's how I would list its name. Let's move on. Here's another example problem. I want you to name the following triangle using its angles and sides. Did you write right scalene triangle? That's exactly what we said. So that is the correct answer. I hope you wrote that down. Here's our first practice problem. Name the following triangle using its sides and its angles. Pause this video, and when you think you have the right name using the sides and the angles, then you can play this and we'll talk about it. So if you look at this triangle, you will see that it has all equal sides and all equal angles. They're all acute. So this is going to be an acute equilateral triangle. Is that what you wrote down? If so, give yourself a pat on the back. If not, make your corrections and we'll move on. Acute equilateral triangle. That was the answer. Let's look at practice problem number 2. We have this triangle, and we can see it has a square angle right here. We can see that this side and this side are the same length, but this side is longer. So here we have a right isosceles triangle, and there you see the answer there, right isosceles triangle. Go ahead and write that down. Let's look at number 3. Name the following triangle using its angles and sides. Go ahead and write down what you think that is. And when you think you have the right answer, you can press play and continue on. It's a scalene right triangle. Now, it's a right triangle because you can see right here we have a square angle right there. And it's scalene because you can see this side is shorter, this side is the longest, and this is in between. So they have all 3 different lengths. So it's a scalene because all 3 sides are different lengths. It's right because we have one 90-degree angle right here. And then it's a triangle because it has 3 sides. Here's our practice word problem. The lengths of 2 sides of a triangle are 15 inches each. The third side measures 10 inches. What type of triangle is this? So if we know that the 2 sides of a triangle are 15 inches each, we know that we have what kind of triangle? Pause this and write your answer down. We know if 2 sides are 15 inches each, that they are the same size. Both sides have 15 inches in length. So that would be an isosceles triangle. Is that what you wrote down? If so, good. Give yourself a pat on the back. If not, make your correction and let's move on. It's an isosceles triangle because it has 2 sides that are the same length. That's what you should have written. Here's your challenge problem. Judy bought a new tent for the family camping trip. Look at the sides of the tent with the opening to classify the triangle by its angles and its sides. What type of triangle is it, and what are the angles of A and C? Then measure it. If angle B measures 83 degrees. So here we're looking at this side of the tent, this triangle right here. And a lot of times in geometry, we label the angles of our triangle with letters from the alphabet like A, B, or C. So we can see that we have 4 feet of a line this way, 4 feet of a line this way, and 5 feet of a line this way. So we know that angle B measures up here 83 degrees. We know that all of the angles in a triangle, angle A plus angle B plus angle C, have to equal 180 degrees. So if this angle equals 83 degrees, what do this and this angle have to measure up to? Now I want you to know that angle A and angle C, whatever it is, angle A and angle C have to equal exactly the same amount. That's the clue I'm giving you. And now you are finishing up. Come to class with your challenge problem done tomorrow, and I will see you there.